A public hearing just wrapped up allowing people to weigh in on the future of the Barlow Planetarium and two other separate entities at UW-Oshkosh Fox Cities. As we previously reported, the university announced the closure of that campus for May of next year. Jason Zimmerman was at the meeting. He's live now in our Fox Valley newsroom with some more details. Jason.
Bill, a number of people spoke out this afternoon at the UWO Fox Cities Board of Trustees meeting asking that the Barlow Planetarium be kept open, saying it is a major source of tourism and education for people coming to the Fox Valley. Since its opening in 1997, the Barlow Planetarium has drawn 900,000 visitors, including 18,000 students and scouts during the previous school year from across Wisconsin. Many at today's meeting spoke out in support of keeping not only the Barlow, but also the Weiser Science Museum and Communication Arts Center, saying that these are key educational and cultural institutions. Members of the Northeast Wisconsin Stargazers also presented a letter highlighting their relationship with the planetarium and its role in learning about astronomy.
The contribution to the community is immense. I don't want to see it go away. It's been valuable for me and for my kids. We do homeschooling, and the homeschool events come through here, as well as a lot of the public schools. We don't want to lose that asset to this community. It's very important.
The Outagamie and Winnebago County boards will ultimately decide what happens with the Barlow Planetarium and the rest of that college campus, but I'm told a decision is still likely months off. Reporting live in the Fox Valley News from Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.